Banned in Europe, sold in America. The shocking truth about American food. All right, I don't know if the reason that they want to feed Americans a poison is to make the average American just completely stupid. Kind of feels like that's what it was for. Also, though, I think that it's the health industry, especially like medicine. You know, if you give a bunch of people horrible food, then they're going to have to go to the doctor and then get medicine. And it's kind of like there's a term that we use for it. It's called upselling in marketing. So, you know, you sell them one thing and then they want the second thing, or they need the second thing. So you upsell them on the medicine to correct for the horrible food that you fed them. So yeah, a lot of food that is here in the States is banned in Europe. Drives me nuts. I can't stand it. I hate it. And I have to spend twice as much on groceries and food just so I don't die 10 years earlier. But yeah, today we're going to check out a video from Messy in the USA. This was a recommendation from... Oh, they didn't put their name on there. All right, it's a recommendation. We'll check it out. Curious to see what it's about. I know what it's about. What am I saying? It's been a long day, you guys. Smash the like button. Let's dive in.
That's banned in Europe and not banned here. It's an embarrassment as an American. I really don't understand it.
Europe
100%.
allows about 400 food additives. In the US, it's over 10,000. The US is using a risk-based approach, while Europe is using a precautionary principle. So this basically means that the US generally allows ingredient until it's proven unsafe, in contrast to Europe, where an ingredient is banned or restricted until it is proven safe.
I never really thought about it that way. That's interesting. Okay.
America loves freedom, which also includes the freedom to eat things other countries literally banned for potential safety reasons. Today, we're walking through actual foods, real brand name items that are restricted.
I'm going to tell you right now, though, these Pop-Tarts, these s'mores ones, I haven't had one of these in years. These absolutely slap. They're so good. We don't buy them, and I used to eat them when I was a kid, though, back when my parents, you know, the boomer generation, they didn't really care about what was in food, or I guess maybe people didn't even really know, but yeah, these are good. Horrible for you, but they taste good.
Reformulated, or outright banned in parts of Europe, but totally legal in the United States. And yes, these are foods you've probably eaten this week. Let's get right into it.
Probably not.
These are Skittles from the USA, and these...
I like how they say it's food that you've probably eaten this week, and then they start with Skittles. Is this what y'all think about us? We're just like popping Skittles?
Skittles from the UK. They look similar, but the American Skittles are made with artificial colors like red 40 and yellow number 5. When you pick up the UK version, it has colors with a bunch of codes there. Those gotta be bad codes, right? No. E162 is beetroots. E163 is purple derived from the skin of grapes. E160A is beta carotene, orange. E100 is turmeric root extract. You ain't seeing no fake artificial colors here.
I've said it before, red 40, all the food dyes are, I think they should be banned globally. What they do to kids is actually kind of crazy. My son turns into a demon when he has red 40. No lie. Literally. Crazy. Very emotional. Gets very angry. His entire mood changes. And so we don't feed it to him. But of course, when he goes to the grandparents' house, occasionally, they you know, she buys all the horrible stuff. And then it's, you know, it's like a treat if they're over there and they get something for them. But and then she sends them back to us. Oh, he ate a bag of Cheetos. And then we'll drop him off at our house. And I'm like, yeah, Mom, you cannot feed him Cheetos. Stop.
Ours contains bioengineered food ingredients from the GMO corn syrup. Theirs is not bioengineered, and it's made of glucose syrup.
One ingredient in Skittles that recently hit headlines is titanium dioxide. Europe banned titanium dioxide, an additive linked to potential DNA damage. The US, meanwhile, took one look at that and said, put it in the candy. We need it shiny. Skittles in the US used this to make the candy shell bright and smooth.
British versus American Skittles. Okay, so we have British and we have the American. There is literally no difference in how they look. They look identical. There is definitely more flavour in the British, like more fruitiness.
This is an American Skittle with red dye number 3, a color unrestricted in Europe due to its harmful effects. And this is a European Skittle with no red dye colorant on it. Do you see any difference? No. So, if companies wanted to stop using this additive in the US, they would.
Europe forced companies to
Like, it can't be that much more expensive, can it? To use like beetroot over red dye? It can't be. What are we talking about here? What are the margins of profit that you're making using red dye over beetroot? It's got to be minuscule.
remove or replace it. The US version kept the ingredient for years after Europe banned it. In 2022, a class action lawsuit was filed, claiming that Skittles were unfit for human consumption. The case was mysteriously dropped without explanation. In 2025, Mars announced it has ceased use of titanium dioxide in Skittles sold in the United States. Even though it's now removed, the bigger question still lingers. Why did it take a lawsuit, international pressure, and a global ingredient ban for the US to catch up? It's almost like America treats food regulations the same way it treats potholes. Ignore it until it becomes a headline. And Skittles is the perfect metaphor for the US food system. If it's colorful, fun, and profitable enough, the ingredient list becomes optional reading.
That's so funny.
This is what the ingredients look like for Fruit Loops in the US, and this is what it looks like in other countries. 2007 study found links between artificial food dyes and hyperactivity in children, which led to warning labels on the products and the food companies making healthier alternatives. But in the US, they decided the link wasn't strong enough, so that's how we've been left with a much less healthy version.
Fruit Loops, the brightly
Bro, oh my God. What are you doing? Who watches this type of content on the internet? That's what I want to know. I've seen this before, this horrible, like, extremely obese people throwing in, like, doing weird stuff with food. They'll buy an excessive amount of food and then do like this. It's not even rage bait, you know? Like, there's rage bait where you're kind of like raging someone to comment and interact with your content. And then there's just like horrible garbage. It's not even brain rot. It's just disgusting.
colored cereal that makes the cereal aisle at Walmart look like a Las Vegas light show. That is thanks to Red 40, Yellow 5,
And then she
Yellow
eats
6, and several dyes Europe
Makes me so
forces
mad.
companies to remove or put warning labels on. The European versions typically use natural colors like carrot
Yeah.
and paprika extracts. Europe keeps it subtle, America keeps it neon. The cereal
We have to special order our cereal for our kids from a company called Thrive. I think it's called Thrive. I don't know. Chelsea handles it. But it's really expensive. Really, really expensive. They deliver it in a box to our house, but that's how we get our cereal.
imparts an overall similar flavor, but a completely different visual experience.
It looks
Europe
like this.
decided decades ago that certain artificial dyes can affect children's behavior or attention. The US decided
100%.
just to label them as part of a balanced breakfast. Have you ever compared American cereal to European versions while traveling? How shocking was the difference?
Do you know what's in those?
Christmas
They're full of
tree cake.
artificial chemicals and sweeteners. Oh my God, I don't care. We are literally put on this earth to suffer and then turn into dirt. My dirt will just have a little bit more carcinogens.
Little Debbie
What a fucking horrible mentality. I see why people hate us. I see it. I get it.
Christmas tree cakes are fluffy, frosted, decorated with sprinkles, and marketed as a
I'll never
holiday
have one of
treat.
these.
This is the only thing I get excited about for Christmas. It's 9:51 in the morning, and this is what I'm having for breakfast.
But peel back the plastic wrapper and you find a tiny science
what are you
experiment
doing?
disguised as dessert. These cakes contain artificial dyes like Red 40, Yellow 5, and Blue
Wait, what did that say?
as dessert. These cakes
Enjoying my final year of Yellow 5, Blue 1, and Red 40 before RFK takes it away from me. Yeah, and it is getting taken away 100%. And look, I know when you say RFK, there's a lot of people out there that will get really mad and they don't like that guy. But hey, you got to give it to him. Getting rid of the dyes, it's positive, all right? So I'm going to take what I get. I'm going to take what I can get.
contain artificial dyes like Red 40, Yellow 5, and Blue 1, the same dyes that Europe refuses to put in kids' snacks. The same dyes linked to hyperactivity and behavioral issues. Then there's TBHQ, a synthetic preservative added to extend shelf life. It keeps all the oils in these little cakes from turning rancid, which also means they could survive in a pantry longer than some of us keep houseplants alive. Europe
Probably
says
a
no
year.
thanks, but America says shelf life is patriotism. And for the grand finale, titanium
I tried a Twinkie one time when I was a kid, and I absolutely hated it. And then I think it's the same company, Little Debbie's, that makes those little Christmas trees. Tried it a couple of times, and I was like, no, that's not for me.
Dioxide, the same ingredient we discussed in the Skittles section. It's a perfect snapshot of the American food system. Make it colorful, make it cheap, make it addictive, and hope nobody flips the package over.
This is a large fry from the US, and this is a large fry from the UK. Now, what's different about these is this one has about 19 ingredients, and this one only has 4.
You know, McDonald's fries used to be cooked in beef tallow, all natural with 3 ingredients: potato, salt, and beef tallow. Now we've got 19 ingredients in those fries.
McDonald's fries in Europe, literally potatoes, oil, and salt.
I'm at McDonald's in Germany.
Simple.
First off, I just want to say the fries here, they taste like real fries. They're a lot different than the ones in America.
As long as they're crispy, I'm fine, but they better be crispy.
McDonald's fries in America?
The most American thing about me is that I ordered McDonald's 2 nights in a row while in Europe because their fries are gluten-free here and not in the States.
A full cast list, including TBHQ, restricted in the EU due to potential.
I'm still flabbergasted that RFK Jr. said McDonald's French fries in America have 19 ingredients. You didn't know? Like you had to have known.
Health effects. Across Europe, they don't add a ton of preservatives because the potatoes aren't expected to survive the apocalypse.
3 weeks ago, my friend from California came here and we stopped at the McDonald's for the first time in my life. When I say first time in my life, to an American McDonald's. In Italy, I have plenty of McDonald's. The thing, if you look at the ingredients of the McDonald's fries in Italy, it's a few ingredients. If you look at the ingredients in America, it looks like I'm taking a pill in terms of the amount of stuff there is in there. Anyway, I had fries. Now I understand why people love French fries at McDonald's. They are pretty tasty. They are pretty tasty until half an hour goes by. Your body that is not used to the amount of processing of America starts telling you, what the hell did you just do? A few hours later, my toilet ceased to exist.
It's the same chain, the same logo, but the ingredients? 2 completely different universes. Why do you think McDonald's keeps 2 totally different ingredient lists for the same product?
American, UK, 73 grams sugar, 22 grams of sugar.
22 to 73? I just thought it was going to be food coloring. I didn't know that it had that much more sugar in ours. God damn.
All the difference is crazy though.
It's more like citrus. It tastes like a vitamin C.
European Fanta is made with real fruit juice, up to 20%.
Splurged on the big bottle of orange Fanta before going back to America where it tastes and looks like battery acid.
In some countries. The color comes from carrot and pumpkin extracts. It has 22.5 grams of sugar per bottle.
The difference between Italian Fanta and American Fanta, just look at the color. Yellow,
I gotta do this taste
8
test.
dye, and red 40 dye, absolutely no orange juice.
Still sweet, still soda, but at least you know where the flavor comes from. The U.S.
You know how bad it is? We have to check, like when you go to buy orange juice, depending on the brand, you have to check and see if it's like full orange juice. Because it'll be deceiving sometimes. It'll say orange juice, and then you'll look on the back of it, and it's like 40% orange juice. You're like, what?
Has a mouth-numbing 73 grams of sugar per bottle, sweetened with high fructose corn syrup. And that neon orange color, that's yellow 6 and red 40, the same dyes that Europe slaps with warning labels for potential behavioral effects in children. European Fanta looks like something you could pour at a picnic. US Fanta looks like something that should glow under a black light. And here's the wild part. Both products claim to be the same flavor, but Europeans are drinking orange soda. Americans are drinking an orange-themed illusion. If you've ever wondered why Fanta tastes totally different when you travel, this is why. 2 formulas, 2 sugar levels, and 2 very different definitions of orange.
What's really wild is how many dyes are in this. These are the Pop-Tarts brand's Frosted Wild Berry Toaster Pastries. We can see that they are using Red 40, Red 40 Lake, Blue 1 Lake, Blue 2, Yellow 5 Lake, and Yellow 6. I actually realized I missed one up here, Blue 2 Lake.
Take a classic. Frosted Strawberry Pop-Tarts. On the US box, it looks like warm, sugary nostalgia. But flip it over and read the ingredients, and suddenly it's less breakfast and more chemistry project America just shrugs at. Pop-Tarts use artificial...
You know what? You know what this makes me think of is me and my wife will have Like if we don't have the kids for a night, sometimes we'll just send the kids off to my mom's house and then we'll just go get dinner and then just come back home and chill. Occasionally, like we want like a night at home alone. My wife, the one who is very, very healthy, by the way, and like made me healthy, will buy like Fruity Pebbles or something like that. And she's like, it's like her guilty pleasure of having a bowl of American cereal, and at night, not in the morning, late at night.
Food dyes like red 40, yellow 6, and blue 1 to give that neon bright frosting and filling.
Four.
They also
Wow.
contain TBHQ, a preservative
That
used
looks like death. What the hell? Why is it fucking turquoise?
to make them last as long as possible. Do you think Pop-Tarts actually taste good, or is it pure nostalgia keeping them alive? Many of those same additives are heavily
taste good.
regulated
I mean,
or
you're not
banned
gonna say
in
they
parts of
don't.
Europe. Several EU nations and EU adjacent countries have banned or restricted dyes.
Still quite a bit of ingredients in the UK one, if I'm going to say. Beef gelatin, modified starch, xanthan gum. That's a big no-no for us. Let's see here. But for the most of it, palm oil, invert sugar syrup, wheat starch. Actually has dried strawberries and apple pieces inside of it.
EU nations and EU
Good.
adjacent countries have banned or restricted dyes like red 40, yellow 6, or applied special labeling laws requiring warning labels about possible effects on children's behavior. That means Pop-Tarts in America might be a simple, nostalgic breakfast, but across Europe, those exact same ingredients would trigger warnings, restricted sale, or outright bans depending on the country and dye lists in use. It's a perfect representation of how one pastry
See what she just said there?
country
They do this
and
as
dye
well.
list.
Good source of B vitamins. They'll take horrible food and then they'll put something like good source of calcium on it or vitamin C. It always blows my
It's a
mind.
perfect representation of how one pastry can live two completely different lives the moment global food policies get involved. According to Wikipedia,
Protein.
the
That's what-
following
you see it
three
all the time
flavors
on
are the
food.
only ones available in Europe: Frosted Apple Blast, Frosted Chocolatastic, and Frosted Strawberry Sensation. If you're watching this from anywhere within Europe, drop a comment to let us know if this is still true today, and let us know which country you're commenting from.
If foreign countries won't even import our chicken, why are we feeding it to our kids every single day? The US is one of the only countries in the developed world that allows chlorine-washed chicken. Processors rinse it in a chlorine solution to kill bacteria from overcrowded, unsanitary factory conditions. The European Union has banned it. Norway has banned it. Switzerland has banned it. Dozens of other countries refuse to import American chicken altogether. Other countries focus on raising healthier birds so they don't need chemical baths later. The US focuses on pumping out volume, then disinfecting it at the end. One system prevents contamination, the other treats it after the damage has already been done.
Europe bans it, Japan bans it, Canada watches nervously, but the US, Americans just shrug and eat it anyway. We're
So, like,
talking
pretty much everyone bans it?
chlorine-washed chicken, poultry dipped in chemical baths to kill bacteria before it hits the supermarket shelf. Why? Because in America, the USDA allows it, and most consumers don't read the fine print or honestly don't even know. Critics argue it masks poor
100% air chilled. I don't really know what that means. Somebody knows what air chilled means. Let me know. It's not related to chlorine,
hygiene
is it?
earlier in the supply chain rather than fixing it. It's allowed in small amounts, but many consumers don't realize they're essentially buying meat that's been chemically sanitized to survive shipping and storage. Some studies suggest repeated chemical washes may alter the taste or texture of the meat, leaving it rubbery or slightly
Repeated?
off flavor.
They do it more than
Contrast
once?
that with European chicken, raised under stricter hygiene laws and never dunked in chlorine. The takeaway? The same cut of meat, same bird, gets treated in two entirely different ways depending on geography. If you're commenting from the US, have you noticed any funky smell, taste, or texture with chicken you've purchased lately?
This looks like the what the hell is Bill Gates doing? The like fake meat that they make, 3D printed meat. That's what this looks like. This looks like 3D printed meat. So gross.
Europe has so many restrictions on the chemicals they could use in their food. I wish we did too. People, read your labels.
The US isn't just selling food. We're making food and
I'm so mad.
engineered for shelf life and convenience. From Skittles that use titanium dioxide, to Pop-Tarts with neon dyes, to chlorine-dipped chicken, the same item can mean two totally different realities depending on the country. Europe says some of this isn't food. America says it's breakfast, it's dinner, it's snack time, and it's profitable. This isn't just about taste. It's about regulation, culture, and priorities. One region of the world says safety and natural ingredients should be prioritized. Another says speed, convenience, and marketing first. Should America adopt European standards, or should we just accept?
I know we keep talking about how there are hundreds of ingredients banned in Europe that are still permitted in the American diet, but when will the US actually ban them?
This is how it is.
Hopefully
and if you could change one aspect of American food, what would it be? Drop your answers in the comments. Let's start a conversation, a debate, maybe even...
This guy's got it down right here. What's your favorite American food that is obviously terrible for you and cancer-causing and banned in every other country, but they still let us eat it so we can make millionaires and healthcare richer? Mine is stovetop stuffing.
In a food fight. If you enjoyed this video, like and share so more people see how...
All right, that was, I mean, I want to say it was a good video, but for you guys, you're probably watching going, this is stupid. For me, it just makes me mad. So, all right, that's the video. Appreciate y'all watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.